Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Norm's Friends. I'm David B., the readings guy, 603 404 9338, biffid@yahoo.com for any and all types of readings. Get in touch. Of course, today I have the illustrious Anthony Williams, renowned, is that how you say it, artist in the local area. So, introduce yourself.
Hello. I'm Anthony Williams, and I'm glad the weather is the way it is. Actually, I'm telling a small lie. I wish it was spring, but here we are. There's an old saying, the older the colder. Well, I'm starting to feel it. But I love New England, and I have no intentions of moving to Florida. I've lived there, and it's too hot down there. But I'm glad to be on the show. I brought some artwork, and we'll show that later and do a little talking. What's up on your side?
All right, well, I actually like the weather because you know why? When it's this cold, Anthony, when you go out in the morning, you open your front door, you go out that front door when that
Fresh
0
air.
degrees hits you. To me, it's so invigorating. You know you're alive. And if anybody, after we do the famous quote, I love the famous quote today, and we have fun facts today, Anthony's going to appreciate them. After all that's said and done, 603-640-3091 to join in with us. So, what do you say we get going with the famous quote first, Anthony? All right, very simple. Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. I put my thumb over that. See it? Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. How wonderful is that? In other words, you know you can make that choice. Just give everyone a smile, send everyone positive energy, be compassionate, empathize with people, all right? Who said, be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. Oh, you need your glass.
Yeah. Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama, he's correct. Imagine. Now, do you want to hear some fun facts today? And today, the fun facts are going to be about paint.
Uh-oh.
All right? Now, I find the first one hard to believe. You can naturally chime in because you use paint all the time. Cave paintings date back 100,000 years in South Africa and were done by Homo neanderthals. They made paint using pigment from red iron oxide and charcoal, then combined it with animal fat, water, saliva, or even urine to bind it together. Is that believable from 100,000 years ago? And by the way, notice they used charcoal. So they must have been burning coal to
The only
warm
thing I
also.
dispute about that is the 100,000 years.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Because I don't believe man has been on the planet any more than we're heading towards 6,000 years, and before that, we weren't in existence.
See, that's the part that I know. I found doubtful.
It's very doubtful. I mean, I just don't believe that mankind has been on this planet for 100,000 or 10,000. That's my personal opinion.
Well, you know, now that I think it, you're probably right because they would have destroyed themselves by now, right? All right. That was fun fact number one. Here's fun fact number two. Let's see if you knew this one, Anthony. paint didn't come in a can until Sherwin-Williams introduced the first ready-to-use paints in 1866. Before that, paint was mixed together as needed from a variety of materials, including olive oil, milk, lime, eggs, linseed oil, and earth pigments. Did you know that?
Yeah, I can believe that.
What's earth pigments? Anything they find to
Yeah,
bind it or
it's like when
something?
you say cadmium. Cadmium
Oh, okay.
is a mineral, like cadmium yellow, cadmium red. They're made from certain cadmiums, rocks and things that are in the earth. That's what, like I've said it before, people couldn't figure out, scientists especially, about Leonardo da Vinci's famous painting of the Mona Lisa. Because when you look at that with a computer,
Yeah.
it is
It's
so
only about this big. I
Yeah.
went there to see it.
and the flesh tones, they figure, how did Leonardo da Vinci come up with the flesh tones? Because nobody else had them, and it would take years for him to get them from another country on the ships they had back then.
Uh-huh.
But his Mona Lisa, if you said you've seen it, it's just
Yeah.
how real her flesh tones look.
Well, now that you mention it, true. Where did he get them? Do you know?
It's hard to say.
All right. Here's the next fun fact. Fun fact number 3. I hope you didn't see the answer. This is a test for you.
Uh-oh.
The most perfect temperature for painting is blank degrees Fahrenheit.
I would say, from my experience, of course, paint's changed a lot, but at least 54 degrees, 45.
Anthony. Oh, too late to correct this.
Yeah.
The most perfect temperature for painting is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. At that ideal temperature, paint spreads most easily and will absorb faster than in colder or warmer temperatures.
But see, you have to realize, too, that not all paint is the same, and that some paints can be applied even close to freezing nowadays. That's why I said 45, 54 degrees, around in there. But anytime you get up into the 70s, it's true. You hit the 80s, and it's going to take longer to dry and take a little bit longer to apply. But I'll stick with my 46. I've been painting for,
You said 54.
54 degrees,
Yeah.
55,
Okay.
even 46. But I have used paints that I can go down to almost 30 degrees on.
Wow.
And they do come from Sherwin-Williams, and they are more and more, you got to realize paint's a chemical. So the more
Yeah.
chemical process they put it through, they can do just about anything they want. It used to be when you painted someone's home, you could only put one coat on the walls and come back the next day, but now you can paint them, wait an hour, maybe 2, and repaint it again. You never was able to do that until in the last 5, 6
Huh.
years. So I agree with the 70s, okay, but I've
right.
painted in 54 degrees, 45.
Now, the next one, this is fun fact number 4. I didn't know this, and I found this very interesting. Oil paints don't dry. Instead, they harden due to oxidation.
Right.
I never knew that. It says this usually happens in about 2 weeks, and the paints are then ready to be varnished in roughly 6 months. What is that? Another process? they
Another
do?
process. One thing about most oil paints and water-based paints too, especially if they're acrylic,
Uh-huh.
okay, is the fact that they'll say, okay, dries to the touch in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It dries to the touch. I've seen in a microscope, because I went to Sherwin-Williams, this has been
Yeah. I'm
good
gonna
10
move
years
this
ago,
because it's right in front of me.
showed us under a microscope. And when we first came in there, I was working for a real estate company then, and they offered these courses or classes or whatever. But I showed them with a swat of paint,
Yeah.
and we gave it an hour to dry, which is set on the can, an hour to dry. But it dries to the touch. But they showed you underneath the paint with like a special microscope. Mm-hmm. You can see the microbes and molecules still moving around because it's not dry. It's only dry on the top.
That's pretty cool. See that? I love being educated in this stuff. This and the last two, they're just kind of cool things about. I didn't know this either, and maybe you can explain why it's such a big deal here. Plato, the Greek philosopher, is credited with the discovery of being able to mix two different paint colors together to make a third color.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is it? Because what the paint was
Because
made up?
they tint it. They can take, say, as an example, you want to make a pink. You're going to take a white. You're going to take a red. And there's 4 or 5 different colors of red. Deep red. They used to call it wine red. Your cadmium reds. But what they do is they'll mix the yellow and the red, and what do they get? They get orange. Then you take white paint and you mix with that,
Yeah.
and you've got yourself a tinted orange. It's not a bright orange. It's just like if you mix yellow and red and you want an equal mix, it's got to be the same amount of yellow versus the same amount of red. And then up to you with the white, and you mix it, and then that's called tinting. And that's how they did it.
All right. And then the last one, I just think it's kind of cool. This is fun fact number 6. And one of the statements in here is going to blow a hole through the white supremacy conspiracy theory. Watch. The meaning of red doors has changed through history as well as through various cultures. In the early days of the U.S., a red door was a sign that a house was a safe spot to stop for the evening to rest from a long day's travel. This shows you these people that naturally, the race baiters that go on about white supremacy. It's nothing but a conspiracy and them spewing hate, because this proves it right here. During the Civil War, a red door meant that the house was a safe home for slaves trying to escape and go north in the Underground Railroad.
Yeah.
There you have it. And then I think this one's kind of cool. It's the last one. In Scotland, a red door means a home is mortgage-free. I had to take that one. I thought that was kind of cool. Right?
Oh, yeah. No, it's funny how things are pushed on people, like this white supremacy thing.
It's just fear mongering. So they get these naive, uneducated people in fear and thinking that watch out for Mr. Whitey. In the meantime, what are they doing? I laugh.
Right.
All they're doing is keeping these people in drug-infested, crime-infested.
Right.
It's
It's like a critical race theory. That's a lot of
Same
BS.
thing,
We'll call. Oh yeah, it's funny. You can talk to people that you're black people, which I don't really like calling them black because they're not black. They're human beings, and
right.
Black and white aren't colors at all. Ask any artist. They're simply, do you see color in white? Do you see color in black? Figure it out. I don't believe in superior races. I believe that God created us all.
He
and
did.
We're all on an equal plan. And I was doing a little reading on Adolf Hitler, and his initial response to white supremacy, which to him was the Aryan race. And he even sent German scientists to places like Antarctica, all around the world to gather information. Then I found out that one of his favorite authors was a woman named Madame Blavatsky. And the more you dig into Madame Blavatsky, you'll find out that she was a Satanist, and she wrote a lot about the white superior race.
Wow. Was she Muslim?
No, she was Russian,
Oh.
and she was bedridden her whole life,
Wow.
or most of her life.
Yeah.
And she had all kinds of demons around her, and there was a lady that
I
wrote
wonder
a book,
why.
but they were called chillas, and they were just hands that came out of nowhere and would turn her lantern off so that she could sleep.
Wow.
And this woman wrote a book about it. But this superior race thing is, I was talking the other day, in fact, yesterday,
Yeah.
I had a little meeting with some of the people from my church at a house. Patty Hedeker had us over, and we were talking about that. And I told one guy about Madame Blavatsky, and he was talking about, Hitler, where did he come up with these ideas? And I think that's part of it. But people have to realize we were all created. We're all human beings, no matter what our skin color is.
In God's image. That's right.
That's right. And the point is, nobody's superior to anybody as far as their race. We're all human beings. We all need air to breathe, and water, and food, and shelter.
Exactly right.
We're brought up under different rules and regulations, and I made the point of saying that it's too bad. We've been on this planet for 5,000 plus years, and we've had wars to end wars, and we discovered the atomic bomb, and we discovered this, and we discovered that. And I've often wondered why, after all this, man hasn't realized that we need each other and we need to work with each other, or we're going nowhere. Right now, I see history repeating itself when I look at the Ukraine and I look at Russia. Now Germany and Russia are giving each other the eyeball. What happened in the First World War? Germany, Russia.
Yeah.
Who started the Second World War? Germany. They went in, and the Russians were actually on the Nazi side until they started fighting over Yugoslavia. And then I think somebody realized, especially the Japanese, that, hey, we're not white, we're not a superior race, we're not part of the Aryan race, which, if you look into it, it's all phony. There's no such thing as a superior Aryan race. And it makes me a little upset when I see young people marching in the streets of Italy and France with swastika. Now, the history of the swastika. When it first came out thousands of years ago, it was meant for peace. In fact, the Hopi Indians of North America had the swastika, but it was a peace symbol. So Hitler took it, tilted it 90 degrees, and it became a weapon of hatred.
Right. Well, plus,
A symbol.
Politicians and political parties are doing that today. It's bait and switch. They, like you just said about the swastika, was a symbol of peace. So, right? How do they suck the people in to sort of get their attention? They use the symbol of peace, while all the meanwhile, they've got a whole different intention that they're going to use it for. It's just, it's a whitewash of
when
reality.
I saw that, I said to myself, how old is this symbol? It goes way back, and it started out, like I said, as a symbol of peace. Then further along, I read where the Hopi Indians, not only them, but one other Indian tribe, it was considered a sacred symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, Hitler took it, literally took the swastika, turned it 90 degrees, and turned it into one of the biggest hate symbols and slogans of the world. And we're heading back, and history is going to repeat itself.
Well, now we have Antifa, anti-fascist, and they're nothing but. It's the same thing.
Yeah. They're
know.
on opposite ends of the political spectrum. You've got your left, your so-called socialists, your communists. But on the right, we have what we call fascism, Nazism. It's an extreme right, but it's also socialist. So no matter which way you go, it's going to be socialist. And socialism has proved itself never to work, and it never will work.
It won't. And if people, think it's the way to go to Venezuela for a while. Yeah. Go to Cuba. Go to
Argentina.
China. Argentina now, I know. That's right.
It's.
I want to go there, imagine. I always wanted to go to Buenos Aires.
I'd like to see South America for the simple reason of, believe it or not so much the people, and that's not kicking them in the side, but I love nature. And I look at all the animals and the birds that they're finding down there after all these years nobody thought existed. They're coming out with, toads this big around.
Wow.
A toad.
But the reason, I go to different places there are valid reasons for me, but I mention them to other people. They think I'm soft. Like, well, I wanted to go to Paris for two reasons: to go up the Eiffel Tower and to see the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
So I did those. And then
You should have grabbed that Mona Lisa.
You can't. It's like the glasses. You should see it. There's so many alarms and precautions. You just can't. You can't. And was thinking that because you know how they're throwing paint on.
Yeah.
They should chop those people's arms off, and we'll see how long they continue throwing paint. Where do these? That's what really irks me. Who do they think they are? That because they
hard to
don't.
say.
They're buying into and they're not doing the research on climate change or climate action. Because if they did, they would know it's a scam. Right, but they don't. So what do? Who do they think they are? That they can deprive everyone for eternity of beautiful artwork. Right? They got an Andy Warhol. Did you see that? About maybe a month ago. Some piece of art by Andy Warhol. They got it with paint, but.
Didn't they go after the Mona Lisa too a couple?
No,
months
they
ago?
never get there. You can't get anywhere near it.
Good.
Good. It's so well protected.
Yeah, you figure that it's what he did back then. He was way ahead of his time. Let's put it that way. There's some
But
artists.
I heard, I don't know if it's true. Did you ever hear this? The Mona Lisa is him.
I've heard that, but I highly doubt that because he did a lot of portraits. He would travel around everywhere and did a lot of portraits of women. I'm not saying that but I highly doubt that was. There's really no photographs of Leonardo da Vinci.
Right, I know. Maybe he looked in a mirror though and did it.
Yeah.
They must have had all looking glasses, right?
Yeah.
But getting back to why I travel, Anthony. I went to Mexico City. I loved it there, by the way. I would go back. Yeah, I'd even go back. I went to Mexico City. I went in the 90s just because it was the largest city in the world. And it had the busy. Oh, and you know me, I love subways. I go everywhere for a subway. Back then, it was the busiest subway in the world. Imagine. And then the reason I want to go to Buenos Aires, it's got the widest boulevard in the world. So that's why. By the way, if anybody calls, 603-640-3091.
I'm waiting for the energy lady.
I know, I'm shocked. I was thinking of doing 2 cards with I forgot the name of it, deck. The beautiful tarot deck. I was going to use it. Look at this.
Uh-oh.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you today?
It's Tina. How are you?
Tina.
Yes, I'm the one that he taught how to read cards. How are you?
Very well. You taught who how to read cards?
Norm, a long time ago, taught me how to read some cards.
Oh, he taught you how to read
them.
them.
And I love it.
I'm very good. Very good.
Yeah.
What can we do for you, Tina?
You got to give me some guidance. I mean, some cards for guidance.
All right, I'll pick 2 cards. This is a new deck that my good friend and colleague Sonia gave me. I forget the name of it. Star Tarot. I forget, but I really like them. I'll pick 2 cards for you, and we'll see what I come up with.
Wait a
All
minute.
right?
Okay.
Because I was going to give a reading with my little trusty piece of optical calcite here, but you said cards, so I'll do the
Well, you
cards.
could give it with calcite. I don't mind calcite. I love that stone.
Well, I already
Calcite
did.
stone is
I
good.
already did the cards for you. First of all,
Oh, okay. No problem. No
All right.
problem. I don't mind.
first of all, Tina. At this moment, you're your own worst enemy. You
I
keep
can tell.
You're keeping yourself up at night looking in this deck, and this is a beautiful deck. We have the 9 of Swords, all right? And,
Yeah.
you know, we got the 9 of Swords. You got a lot going on in your mind. Instead of, you know, there's answers right in front of you, Tina, but you're refusing to focus on what the answers are because you're insisting on overwhelming yourself with, oh, poor me, woe is me, what am I going to do here, what am I going to do there? So what you do, Tina, is all right, we know you got a lot going on. It's frazzling you. I like that word, frazzled. That's what I say. I'm frazzled, right? So you're frazzling yourself, Tina, so you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
So what you
I
do
do.
is, you know, let's face it, we all have issues and things that we're dealing with. So what to do, Tina, in this case, if you know, and it's going to make a world of difference. It's sort of like, look down this big dark tunnel, and because that's what all this is doing to you. It's, there's really no light because you're just thinking about it and spinning it in your mind at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So you're seeing this big dark space in front of you. But if you just take a few deep breaths and sit down, all right, put both feet flat on the floor, shut the TV off, open the blinds up, right? Let the sunshine come in. I'm telling you, and just take a quiet 2 minutes and I'm telling you, 2 minutes is sufficient amount of time. You're just gonna focus on one little bitty thing that's going on in your mind, just one, and you're gonna get an answer. You're gonna get an answer or an insight of how to maneuver around this or over that. Just one, and concentrate on just one of the issues that's sort of
Okay.
doesn't want to let go. And it's going to make a big difference because once you do, all right? Once you do one, look at the next card I got for you. It's the 4 of Wands, all right? Wands.
Oh, that's a good one.
And you got to see this deck. The graphics are fantastic. They're so colorful and just sort of uplifting. All right, the 4 of Wands, and you can see 2 bears there. So in this case in point, the 2 bears, all right? Bears are big, all right? So with big, they're full of knowledge and they're full of wisdom. And as you can see, one of them's nice and calm and one of them is sort of stretched out a little, all right? So choose the calmer side to go, all right?
Yeah.
Once you notice the solution to one, and pick the smallest one. Get the smallest one out of the way instead of the issue that's weighing the most heavily on you. Do the one that's weighing the least on you because start that way instead of, trying to sort of, we'll say, clear out, trying to get over a 20-foot snowbank or just trying to step over, a little pothole, go over the pothole. And then you'll see before you know it, it just increases with strength and positive and clarity, and Tina will be out of the woods.
Yeah.
So there you have it, Tina. Make any sense to you?
It makes absolutely so much sense. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Usually what you say is always pretty on spot on.
Ah, thank you. I like the feedback's always appreciated. Thank you
Yes,
very
you're
much.
great.
All right. Thank you, Tina. And thanks.
Someday I'll visit you.
All right. Yeah, anytime. Let me know. You come on. You can sit where Anthony's sitting. You could sit over there. You could have your pick.
All right, I'll let you know.
All righty. Thanks for calling, Tina. And
Thank you so much.
you're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Bye. Enjoy your evening. Stay warm.
Thank-
So, I forgot where I was.
That's why you.
Oh,
That saved you.
good. Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you today?
Good afternoon. So, yeah, this is the first time caller. Is anybody going to have a reading, please?
You know, I'm going to use, we'll go a couple of minutes. I'm going to use my optical calcite. All right?
Oh, okay, sure.
And we'll see what we're having. First of all right, I could see right away that you just sort of, you got some spirituality going on. Someone's close to you. I'm telling you, listen to your gut. You're getting messages. Don't discount them. A lot of people, you know, they discount them. They don't believe them. Open yourself up to that stuff. You're going to be amazed on what comes through for you. I can feel also, and this is not even with this, but having said that, I can feel it also. If you do listen to what I just said, all right? Because I know I'm feeling it. There's a couple of things that you sort of want to approach. You don't know how to approach them. But if you let your mind stay still just for 30 seconds, you'll get the first step in. And once you get the first step in, again, like the other person that called, you just need to do that first step, and you're way on your way. All right. The other thing I want to say, if it's not you, it's someone you know. I can see breathing issues here, or somebody, you know, not to be a bearer of bad news, but if it's not you, let's face it, we know what's going around, the cold and these respiratory infections, shall we say. So watch out, because I see that close to you. Like I said, if it's not you, it's someone you know. So pay attention, keep your eyes open for that. Let's see what we get here. Also, all right, I see a nice relationship here. I see someone close to you. And it's just, I see a nice sort of loving, give and take, 50-50 type relationship around you. In no uncertain terms. And it's not this, because when I say that, it doesn't necessarily mean it's sexual. It's just, you know, a nice person that you're bonding with here. So keep up the good work with that, because let's face it, not all of us are that lucky to have those types of relationships. Let's see, we're already on that side. All right, also, I see, well, there's someone around you that is sort of, they're going to come to you, and it's not you. I could see someone coming to you, and they're sort of needy in the sense that they're going to need some comforting in a situation that they have that's going on with them, and I'm sure you'll be doing a fine job in comforting this person, but I see them reaching out to you very soon. There's also the number 3 here. I see the number 3 here, and the who's got, well, let's see if I can zoom in on this a little better. When I say zoom, I mean just focus. All right, I see the letter F and the letter C. I don't know if you can make heads or tails of that, but I see that in here. So pay attention to that. Somebody could be their initials, whatever. But I see that again. Who also what I see coming up for you. You already know who it is. This is somebody they're not really good with controlling their emotions. They get their emotions get the best of them. I can see them coming up making a big stink about something. They're going to be at you. When I say at you, I mean, they're going to be in your face because they're going to want to try and get a point across. They're loud, they're boisterous, and I'm sure you know who it is. But so get ready for that. And one more, we'll end it with... no, this is really busy, Anthony. There's a lot of stuff popping out. And I'm going to end it with... Oh, hold on. Let me find something. All right. Again, from what I started here, I can see it right in here. Again, the sense that there's some, you're so close to something, you can practically reach out and touch it. So don't give up because you are that close. Before you know it, it's going to materialize for you. So there's your reading. I hope you could take some of it. Hello?
Yes, sir.
All righty.
Can I say hi to Mr. Williams, please?
You sure can.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Mr. Williams. I just want to let you know, I watch your show all the time.
Oh, good, thank you. Yeah, I love
You're
doing that
welcome.
show.
Okay, well, save one this week. It's going to be a chilly one.
You ain't kidding, especially Friday and Saturday. Bundle up.
I know. I'm going to do all my grocery shopping tomorrow. I'm not going out Friday and Saturday. I'm staying in the house.
All right, good. I don't blame you.
I don't blame you either.
You know.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thanks for calling. Good night. Bye.
Oh, it's good to know I have some fans.
See? That sounded like is that a first time caller, Michael?
Well, I've been doing a show, geez, it's been 15, 14 years now, 13, 14.
You've been doing it that long?
Since 2009.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you know what you're doing. You're well seasoned.
I hope so.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow. Do you want to give the next reading, Anthony?
No.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you?
I'm wonderful. It's the energy lady. I've been trying to get through for half an hour.
Energy
is everybody?
lady.
All right.
Well, I'm fantastic. And how about you?
I'm wonderful. Anthony, you're so right about your paintings and everything. I know what you're talking about.
I'm hanging in there. I got some today that I haven't shown yet, and
Oh, yeah. Okie dokie. Can you give me a reading with that little stone, whatever you have?
Oh, the optical calcite?
The optical calculator?
Yes, I will. All right, first of all, I see, because Valentine's Day is coming up, so I see a nice gift coming your way, and it is a piece of jewelry. Let's put it that way. I see that coming. So, lucky you. I'm jealous already. Well, I can hear myself coming from through your phone, by the way. And then I see, who's the grump around you? I could see you grumpy and, someone that's kind of grumpy around
I
you.
don't know.
Well, you'll find out shortly because that's sort of, up front here, so that's not too far away. But I could see someone being grumpy. Not nasty, there's a difference to me anyway. But someone grumpy. So, but I can hear me repeating myself, like, I don't know how much afterwards. All right, here's it's probably the same person that's grumpy. I can see them. They're like, like this, like, come on. What's going on? It's something, I don't know, you don't believe them or something, but I see that coming up too. All right. Big, jumping right at me. The letter A. The letter A also, all right, here, and that's the only letter I see. Who's got the rifles? Rifle or rifles? I see that. So someone around you's got a rifle or rifles plural. I could see that also. Let's see. I can see coming up also. All right. Angie lady, this is right to the point. You got a decision and you've already been thinking about it. You got to make a decision. It's either A or B, yes or no, black or white, right or left. It's that simple of the decision, but make it. For some reason, I can see you sort of, trying to poke holes in whichever, you're thinking, well, I'm going to choose A, but then you're sort of doubting yourself or whatever, or I'm going to go this way. I see a few doubts. So make the decision. It's a lot simpler than you're making it out to be. So there you have it. Because we want to see Anthony's artwork now. But I hope you could take some of that energy, lady.
Of course, I could take all the energy.
Well, naturally, I
I could
know.
probably share some energy with you.
Yeah, I'm glad you. I always love it because believe me, it comes through that phone line.
Yeah, and Anthony's right about, all the different paints and everything, and I know about that stuff, too.
Wow! So you
About the oil paints and everything, and there's different types of cloths, there's different types of ways you have to have those cloths and everything.
see? I didn't know any of that. That's why I did paint facts today because I figured Anthony could enlighten me.
Oh, yeah. He's smart. He knows what he's talking about.
He sure does.
Hooray for Anthony!
Yay! That's right. Bravo.
You ought to see the paintings I brought in. They are Adam and Eve from an artificial intelligence viewpoint.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to see them. Okay, Dave, I'll let you go. God bless and keep
Thank-
safe and healthy and strong, and stay warm.
And thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, get to your artwork. 'cause
All right.
Look at, we don't have too much time left now, so.
We have been we've entered a new age of science, and I'm a firm believer that a lot of this stuff has been hidden from us, and they didn't want to bring a lot of this out to the public. There's some good sides and bad sides to that. But I was reading an article a couple months ago about artificial intelligence and robots taking over jobs of people all around the world. And one scientist had a short video, and he predicts, even though he said he may be off by 5 years or maybe even another decade, but he said that he feels the way things are going from his information, because he's still a scientist and he's still practicing, that by the year 2035 to 40, that 40% of the world's working population will be out of a job because of artificial intelligence and robots. Then there was a short video of what they already have. I guess last year on Jimmy Kimmel's show, some scientist and engineer from Saudi Arabia brought a female robot on, and it really caught my attention to see how lifelike it was, even though you can still tell that person is not a real person, something to do with the eyes and some other things I noticed. So I said to myself, all right, so that's the way they want to play the ball game. So I had to put away some of my political thoughts on this, because believe it or not, they all tie together in some way, shape, or fashion as far as what's happening around the world that we don't know about. So I went and I sat and I sketched out Adam and Eve of the 21st century, artificial intelligence. So they are not finished, but I got to show them anyway, and eventually they will be finished, like all the other paintings I've got sitting around. But But it's hard sometimes if you're not in the mood or something's going on. But this is Adam and Eve in the 21st century. I don't know how I can make these. It'd be better if we can get a. Let's see. Am I turning them? Yeah, there we
you
go.
Wonderful. Look at that.
Yeah, that's Adam and Eve, artificial intelligence. And when I do finish them, I'll bring them on. And I have another one that I'm working on, and about the only thing I've got done on is the background. But I want to do a painting because I've been, like everybody else, how many years have we been following Bigfoot and still no Bigfoot? How many years have we been following UFOs and there's really no solid thing that you can rely on, just a lot of stories from people that say, okay, I was taken aboard, and you go back to the 50s all the way to the present, and these people describe the same type of creature. And this creature had an elongated skull, a bigger than usual skull.
What is this? Bigfoot?
No, this is the aliens. So
Oh.
this is what they called themselves. Well, I can finish it.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you today?
Yeah, good afternoon, you guys. How you doing?
Hi,
Very
Mary.
well, Mary. What's going on? You sound down.
Nothing much. I do have another kitty.
I
Yeah.
saw. Congratulations, Miss Kitty.
Yeah.
Well,
She's around 7 years old, and she's like what they call she has a white bib.
I saw.
And she's,
Yeah.
you know, what they call like the black and white ones with the bib. She's an orange one like it.
Yeah. She's a beauty.
Yeah, and the name she came with her, I didn't like it.
What was the name?
I can't even pronounce it. It's a weird name that they call her.
Yeah, it's good. So change it.
Yeah, so I did. So I just looked at her, and at first I was going to call her Pickles, and she didn't look at me.
I don't blame
So
her.
I said, I know, I'm going to call you, Miss Kitty. I was watching Gunsmoke.
Amanda Blake.
Miss Kitty was on there.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I says, Miss Kitty, come here. And she looked right at me when I said Miss Kitty.
Yep. That's it. That's how Iggy got his name.
Yeah.
that's the way to do it. They let you know.
Yeah, so I call her Miss Kitty, but she's still kind of new and everything.
Right. Yeah.
But there's a few things that are really not, it depends on if she changes or not. I keep her or not. She's going to have to change.
In terms of what? You can tell us.
Yeah, when you pat her, I had her and I took her, I put her on my lap and everything, try to talk to her and then, and kiss her, and she literally growls at me now.
Well, yeah, but Mary, you gotta. Not all cats are lap cats. Fred, he's 11 years old. He
not
never.
even, she doesn't really come out and socialize. She stays in the bedroom, near one of my doors.
Yep.
Goes into my.
But
my,
Mary, how long have you had her? You've only had her several days. She's in a whole new environment. She's got
but
two.
It's just the idea.
You gotta
I
have
never had a
patience.
cat growl at me. Really, I never had a cat growl at me.
Well,
Like
don't
she does,
take her on your lap. Don't.
But she has a sister that's black and white, and I guess from what I'm hearing, they've been together. So it could be that she misses her sister.
But Mary, she's only been. She's got to adjust. Mary, give her a little break here. How long have you? How many days has she been there?
I've had her since Saturday.
All right, so it's only Sunday, Monday, 4 days, Mary. Give her an.
But I've had cats 2 days, and they adjust.
Yeah, but
I'm
kittens-
afraid that she misses her sister.
She may.
That's what I'm thinking. She misses her sister.
She just may.
Yeah.
Well, I know. Was she with her sister? Did you just take one of them?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I couldn't take two of them.
Well, there's the answer.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I think it's myself. She misses her sister.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, her
Yeah.
sister's so pretty. She's black and white with a bib, and she's Angora.
All right, Mary, I'm going to cut the cards, and we'll have the card. We'll blame the cards for the decision.
Okay.
How's that? All right. And now these
Yeah.
are beautiful cards, so we're going to have to sort of. But all right, it's the Ace of Pentacles. So here's what you're up against: Pentacles. All right, Pentacles is work. It's materialistic things. In this case, it's work. If you want to keep the cat, you got your work cut out for you. So let's just put it that way. Blame the
Yeah.
cards, not me. So it's up to you now, Mary.
Yeah, I don't really want to get rid of her because she's such a good girl.
Well, then
She's so pretty.
she really is. When I saw her on Facebook,
Yeah, she really is. She's a very pretty cat. She
Our-
has her white bib, and the end of her tail, she has a little white spot, and the end of her toes is a little bit of white on each of her toes.
all right. Well, in that case, then, if you really don't want to get rid of her, then you're really going to have to make the effort and put a little work into comforting
Yeah,
her
in
and.
fact, I bring the food to her. I make her dish up and bring it right to her.
No wonder she's growling at you. You're bringing her her food. You're picking her up. You're picking her up. She's growling at you. I want food. I want food. Wow. God, if I ever get a housemate, Mary, it's you. Too funny. All I have to do is buy the food. Mary cooks it and serves it. How can you go wrong?
There you go.
All right. So, Mary, before I forget, we don't have a lot of time left, but tomorrow, Cruising with Mary, same place, same time, 5 to 6. Mary, who's your guest tomorrow? We know this guy here is going to be on.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I don't say anymore until the person comes on now.
All right.
We're going to see who comes on.
All right. Very good. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, and everything. So we'll see what happens.
All right. So where's Miss Kitty?
It's so cold, nobody wants to go out.
That's true. So where's Miss Kitty now? Is she in the bedroom?
Yeah, she's in the bottom of my closet.
Well, yeah, see, because she's new. You got to give her a little time. How are the other two reacting to her?
They're good. I mean, Crystal definitely wants to go near her. She wants to wash her up, and everything else. But she doesn't want nothing to do with my two.
Well,
She just growls at them.
well, like she's new. She's only been there since Saturday, so whole new environment. She's got a new mama. She's got 2 new sisters.
Yeah.
It's a lot, especially if she's 7 years old. You know how cats are.
Yeah.
They're
But she's so pretty, and she's really, you can see she's very intelligent, because when you talk to her, she talks back to you, and she loves to ride.
She what?
She loves to ride.
What do you mean, ride? In a car?
Yes.
Get out.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'd like a cat
she
like
loves
that.
The car. She loves to go for a ride in the car. She'll sit right on your lap.
Wow. See, I'd like a cat like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, so she likes to ride.
Nice. All right. So, I know, Mary.
Yes.
I'm going to let you go because Anthony's
Alrighty.
going to want to finish about his thing. I may see you tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Catch ya. Thanks, guys.
Okay,
Yep.
give Miss Kitty a treat for me.
All right.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you. Bye. Well, that was
It just
the card,
takes
so
time.
she can't blame her, huh?
Yeah, it just takes time.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
gonna have to. She's got work cut out for her.
Right.
So there you have it. So,
So what I was saying was
you remembered where you were.
I want to do a painting of, like I said, I followed the UFO thing, and
And me.
I've read so many reports of what these creatures look like. So altogether, I want to put it into one painting. I am going to paint a picture of these gray aliens that I've got from reports from people that say that they were abducted. And the name of the painting is going to be Aliens, Demons, or Both. Because I'm beginning to kind of think, are these aliens really demons? So when I do the painting, I'll bring it on, and hopefully it's done within the next couple of weeks or so. But I'm so far behind in my work. But it's just something to think about. I mean, how many years have we, about 70 years, we've been reading stories of UFOs and aliens and this and that. So I'm going to, I'll bring the painting and then I'll show it and get people's feedback.
So
I love doing stuff like that.
Anthony, for
Taking
the
somebody's vision and even if it's your own vision and putting it on a canvas, just let yourself go. And that's what I'm going to
right,
do
but
on
your
this.
vision, I bet you, probably matches other people. Wow. Okay, we got no time. Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you today?
Hi, Anthony. Hi, Dave. This is Jim from Cruising with Mary.
Hey, Jim.
Jim, how are you? We don't have much time, so you got to be
Okay,
quick.
you want to hear a couple of jokes real quick?
Real quick. You got to be quick. Let's go.
Okay. What kind of bird never has to go to the barber shop?
Bald eagle.
Correct. The bald eagle.
ah.
Very good.
Oh,
How does a mouse feel after it takes a shower? Correct. How does a mouse feel after it takes a shower, Dave?
cheesy. I don't know.
Squeaky clean.
Squeaky. Hey, Jim.
Okay, guys. All right, I'll see you.
Hey, Jim.
Dynamic
Quick.
duo.
Jim, bring Dave's helmet tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
All right. Thanks for
All right,
calling.
bye, guys.
We'll see ya.
God bless. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, we got to.
Yes, it's all ready to go.
All right. See you then.
Ready for blast off. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Wrap your thought up quick. whatever
Oh.
you-
Oh, I'm done.
All right. Oh, so just I got a question for you, a quick one.
Right.
Aliens. What do you think they're demons or just
I
alien
think
beings?
that they're demons. Yeah.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
But well,
Well,
but
I research a lot,
yeah.
and I researched Sir Aleister Crowley way back in the 18 something.
Yeah.
Anyway, he had drawn a being that came to visit him,
Yeah.
and this being had a large skull, big eyes, tiny nostrils, and a slit for a mouth, exactly describing the gray aliens.
Well, all right, quick. Just remind them who you are, because we got to get out of
So,
here.
I'm Anthony Williams, local artist, and I'll see you next time.
Famous artist.
No, I'm not famous. All right.
Famous artist. I'm David B. The Readings Guy, 603-404-9338. I never really say it. TheReadingsGuy.com. Slow. It's under construction, but boy, is it slow. But I'm making improvements on it. Biffid, BIFFID, at yahoo.com. Get in touch. Someone's ready to fly out the door over here. In the meantime, please remember there's two things. Everybody, remember, so nobody, pulls the wool over your eyes. Please remember, you can't be dumb if you want to be free. And more importantly, you are a winner.